Hello guys and welcome down to Hofstrafield. We are here for a back-to-back Long Island Rough Riders games. We have got the women kicking off in just a few moments against Lancaster Inferno. Just getting called in for their final warm-up. Meanwhile, my heart is racing at about 200 beats per minute because England is in extra time with Italy, and I think in a way I'm more relieved I don't have to watch that than I do. But we have got a terrifically set up contest here for tonight. Let's have a look at our USW table. The Rough Riders, 3 points behind the promotion spot right now, the playoff spot even. But they have 2 games left. So they win tonight and they win their final game, they will be into those playoffs. They won their last game 2-1 against New England Mutinies. They've been on a great run of form. And they will be looking to take on this Lancaster Inferno team, who is currently dead level with them on goal difference and points, but have only got 1 game left. So unless they can win by 6-7 goals, they cannot make it into playoffs anymore. But all to play for the Rough Riders women's. And let's have a look back at the field. It looks like they're about to be called in. You'll see the Long Island Rough Riders women getting a team photo right now. It is their last home game of regular season, at least. They are also scheduled to have a game against Brooklyn City FC away next week. That game was rearranged due to some floodlight issues earlier in the season. And as I said, if these Rough Riders women can win tonight and beat Brooklyn, they will be in the playoffs in a remarkable run of form towards the end of the season that's propelled them up there. And out they walk out, the teams for this final weekend of regular season United Women's Soccer. Kimberly Mara leading out the Rough Riders. And Ashley Hushon for Lancaster. And as these two teams line up, let us see our Long Island Rough Riders starting lineup. We have got in goal, Erica Lorenza, who's come in and done well recently in the team. we have the skipper at the back, Kimberly Mara. Sitting alongside her is going to be Kelly Ambrogi. Very solid pair, those two. At left back is going to be Nina Colamusto. At the right back, and she got a goal last game, yesterday even, Amanda Buck. Sitting at defensive midfield is going to be Alexis Snyder. In the midfield two is going to be Michelle Winiek alongside Emily Rose. And at the front of that diamond is going to be Christina Tesoriero, the playmaker. The front two is going to be Christina Dutcher alongside the Rough Riders' top scorer this season, Janine Nunez, who has 5 goals this season. And there is our Rough Riders starting 11. Let's have a look at on the bench. We've got Melissa Guglielmo, Taylor Elliott, Nicole Bermudez, Hope Neal, and Elizabeth Cruz. Both teams in that final huddle. And the Rough Riders will kick us off. Christina Dutcher. And Nunez will get it underway. And we are off and underway. And can the Rough Riders get the 3 points they need to keep them in the playoff hunt? And here's Richards, just ran that one out. It's going to be a Rough Riders throw. It's given into Tesoriero. It's going to have a throw in. Such a tricky customer, Tesoriero. Buck puts her foot through that one. And it's switched out right early for the Inferno. Played back across, and very important touch by the skipper Mara there. That ball sent in towards the near post, and it was a free header right in front of the goalkeeper. She gathers it this time in the second attempt. Lorenzana dealt with that one well, the goalkeeper, because she had the player free right in front of her. And that one's tossed down the line to Kirch Downs. Kirch Downs with a nice flick inside. She's still going Kirch Downs. Cleared out by Buck, but early pressure from the visitors. Kirch Downs forcing the throw in there. That one sent in long towards Jurchak, cleared out. Dutcher sets it back to Tesoriero. Tesoriero up to Nunez. She looked to feed it out to Buck, who loves to hit a stride on that right wing. Couldn't find her that time. And that was almost a decent ball from the skipper, push on through to Richards. Cut out by Mara. And 1-1 there by Rose. She couldn't find feet of Dutcher though. Richards into Rook. And it's sent in towards Jurchak. Jurchak even couldn't find her though. And Lorenzana just puts her foot through that one. Rose looking to flick on, but brought down by Jones. Rook tackled well by Snyder, who normally plays further up in the midfield, but swapped with Michelle Winiak. Winiak moved to the 2 in the middle of the diamond in the midfield. And Snyder's put back to sit in front of the back 4. Both of them very accomplished on the ball. And that just was run out by Ambrogi. And one back by Colamusto. Looking up for Nunez, and Colamusto got a great left foot turn. Whips in terrific balls. That wasn't one of them that occasion, but definitely one to watch out for. And Ambrogi did just about enough to get herself a free kick. Drills up to Dutcher. Couldn't get the flick on it though. Snyder back to Mara. A little bit awkward though for Mara. And Richards pressing hard on it. And Richards has done well. She's got a hold of it. She's going to send that one back in. And Buck got the interception. That's going to be a free kick for the Rough Riders. Lorenzana gives it to Rose. Rose touches on to Nunez. And Nunez looking for Tesoriero, but gap wasn't big enough to find her. And Rook bringing that one out. But just getting a toe on it before it could go through to Jones. Bouchon gives it in to Richards. Rose to Winiak. And Winiak finds Dutcher. And Dutcher is looking to skip around Rada. And in behind for a centre forward partner. Nunez couldn't find her though. And the Rough Riders with their first bit of possession in the Inferno half. And it's tossed to Winiek. Winiek back to Colamusto. She's going to look to whip that in with her left, and it's sent in. And Tesoriero tried a clever flick back to Nunez, couldn't find her. Rook sending that one long up to Yaremchuk. The touchdowns rides that tackle well. Amanda clearing that one out to Nunez. And Nunez doing really well just to hold up against two blue shirts and get the referees to throw in. Nunez. There's a little bit loose by Inferno. Colamusto just forced that pass though. But here's Dutcher. Gives it back to Buck. The referee is just starting to come into this game a little bit. Buck looking long for Tesoriero. But Tesoriero a bit of a height disadvantage up against Rada and Broadbent back there. And Rose doing well just to get a throw for the Rough Riders. Back into Tesoriero. Bouchon. Dutch is showing some good strength to try and win that back, but it's almost brought up by Rook. And Mara looking for the switch. Watched easily enough by Geneva. Back to Nunez. Well worked out there to Geneva. Buck, well, Mara even covering that one well. But they're coming up again, and it's going to be a throw in for Lancaster. Rook was looking in for Yaremchuk. She's offside. Rook, someone the referees really got to watch out for though. Got herself 7 assists this season. So definitely not someone they want to give space in that central midfield. And Buck just got caught on that one. Richards gives it back to Hushon. Hushon into Yaremchuk. Good work between Ambrogi and Rose to win that one back. And Ambrogi gives it to Dutcher. And just Nunez up in the box right now. And Dutcher opts just to keep that ball. Gives it back to Rose. And Rose is going to give it back to Dutcher. Hit across. And cleared out. But couldn't bring that one out. It's going to be a throw in for the Rough Riders. Buck's going to send that one long up to Nunez, and Nunez just a little bit too high for her to bring it down on the chest. But it's going to fall for Dutcher on the edge. Rada coming out with it though. It's a good bit of work by the centre back to get past the initial ones, but she overran it, and the Rough Riders, who are having a good spell, back with it again. And Michelle with a Winiek with a great pass out to Nunez. She just held on to it a little bit too long though, Nunez. Good work by Geneva to contain the situation. But Wieniek with some eyes in the back of her head there to do that first time reverse pull ball for Nunez. And Brogy get a big head on that one. Rook got caught on the turn. The Rough Riders turning over a lot of ball right now in the middle of the field. Colamusto couldn't keep it in. It'll be a Lancaster throw. So we about to hit the 15-minute mark. Neither team having a chance yet. But the Lancaster dominated the opening couple of minutes, but the Rough Riders coming in much stronger in this opening phase now. Colamusto sends that one down the line. Rook. Switched out to Hushon. And Jones. Got the attention of Buck on her. She's got a phone at back, but Richards retrieves it for the away team. Rada. Rook switching out to Geneva. And Rook has seen plenty of the ball already for in the Inferno. To Geneva, gives it to Hushon, who looked for the switch out for a player that wasn't there. Colamusto clears out. Broadbent looking direct this time towards Richards. Mara can't enough to shepherd it back to Lorenzana. Jones didn't quite judge that one as she needed to. And the ball just about staying in according to the linesman. The referee have to stay awake. Mara containing it enough. Richards looking along for Yumchak. The Yumchak was sent it back to Rook. Cleared out by Snyder. Shui. Cuts down, just a fraction ahead of Richards. Referee calling that back. Free kick for Lancaster, judging no advantage. And Broadbent sets the ball down. She will drill this in. 5 Infernos sitting on the edge of the box. Broadbent sends that in towards the goal, and Lorenzana calmly enough watched it go by. It wasn't too far from the goal. I think it was intended as the cross by Broadbent. Back with plenty of time on the ball. Get it into Rose. And Rose has lost out to Rook, but she recovered it. Tesoriero looking for Dutcher behind the line. Dutcher comes short, just not quite clicking up there at the moment. And Rada gives it to Hushon. Good step up by Mara. That's going to come up to... I thought I was going to be able to get a header on that for a second, but just 2 foot high. Maybe I was in my playing days. Could have got that extra bit of leap. But fortunately, another ball on the sideline. Snyder getting a foot on that one. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching us on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We've had 75 odd live streams since March. It's been absolutely incredible since we started. With the Rough Riders been a huge part of that. It's been incredible streaming this team. And we've got so much more coming in the future of Game of Thrones. So if that sounds good to you, if you want to follow that New York City, New York State soccer, hit that subscribe button. And we really appreciate you tuning in to support both the teams, and hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And if you are watching, do not spoil the England result. I'm going to watch that back later. I was watching up until the extra time, but last I saw it looked certain for a penalty shootout. So if that's so, I want to watch that myself behind the couch. And Rada gives it back to Dunwoody. Broadbent, who's liked to drill it so far, and she's looking up towards Richards. Carla Stowe coming in behind to cover Ambrogi. Snyder passed it into Wieniek, but just a little overhit. The referee pulling her back though, because Snyder got clipped. She was escaping the pressure. Richards. Ambrogi with their usual dominance at centre-back with a good turn. And a little surprised the referee didn't play an advantage there, because Tesoriero had it facing that back line. Amaro just drills that one direct, looking for Tesoriero. First downs. To Rada, switched out to Geneva. That's a decent looking pass to Richards, and it's a foot race between her and Mara. It's shepherded out by the skipper, and be a goal kick for the Rough Riders. Snyder and Rook battling it for it in there. Snyder coming out on top that time, and Tesoriero is looking to cut past Di Geneva, but Di Geneva holding up. Now Wieniek getting a block on that one to go out for a Lancaster throw. Bucks with a good tackle there. Nurchuk and something set by Dutcher. Dutcher just couldn't get it under control. Snyder to Rose. And Nunez. Overrun the touch. It's back with Snyder. Right, to Lorenzana. And neither team really haven't created anything in these first 25 minutes thus far. And struggling really to get possession into the final third. It's been lacking a little bit of cutting edge. But plenty of game left to go. Now drills it forwards. Head out by Broadbent. And Jones will clear it out. And Buck got the last touch on it. She's going to go out for a throw-in to the visitors. But back to Tesoriero. Nunez. Nunez looking for a smart flick to Dutcher. Dutcher will give chase to it. Rada doing enough to hold off the centre forward's attentions though. Rada gives out to Di Geneva. Di Geneva coming forward, looking for the reverse pass. It's going to find its way through. And Coach Downs is going to give chase to this one. She's got two options in there. More coming up for Inferno. And good recovery by Carla Musto to cut that out. That was looking dangerous for a second. What can they deliver here? Lancaster sent in towards the front post. Went past everyone. Kept in by Shuey. And Rada winning a corner. Winiak a little bit bemused by that call. Another opportunity for Rook to send one in. Rick whipping that one in. And Brogy got the first touch on it. Rick's going to send it back in. Carla Musto this time. It's bounced around Tesoriero, getting a more comprehensive clearance. But it's back with Lancaster again. Rick. Just to reverse it back in. Kirst Downs. And Kirst Downs is going to get on that, and she's had the shot and it's clipped the crossbar. And the first real chance of this game. Great burst of speed by Kirst Downs. And from a tight angle, was not far away. Dutcher looking for Rose, but couldn't connect. And Lancaster making their first change, just as we're about to approach that half an hour mark. It's Jones coming off on. See who it is who's moved up. Looks like Yarmchuk has moved to that left wing. And Shui to the centre forward position. And it's Wenger who's coming at centre back for the visitors. And Nunez looking to turn, but she's been watched carefully by the Inferno so far. We've done their homework, would have known that's been pretty important in their game strategy to keep an eye on Janine Nunez. And Dutcher just straight offside by the linesman's eye there. And Wenger, send that one up long. Rose getting a foot on that one. Winiek, Tesoriero, nicely worked between those three in the middle. And Winiek just looks to get it back into Tesoriero, whose first touch just took away from her, but she's still going Tesoriero. And Nunez is some space on the right. And can the top scorer get another one? And Wenger, I think it was, who got the block on that one. Important intervention by the sub. And Lavelle looking in behind for Winiek, and all the Inferno defenders hesitating. In the end, Radad stepping up. Well, the Rough Riders almost getting their first clear break there. Was it not for a good recovery run? But here's a break now for the Inferno. Mara coming across to cut out Richards, and Richards has looked for that passing behind a couple of times already in this game. Calamusto to Snyder. Ambrogi, Calamusto. Lost though. And Kirst Downs gives it to Di Geneva, who looked to hit Juracek, but Lorenzana gathering it. And Buck trying to break out. But Hershon was on that one. Hershon to Shui, Rooks, but a good pressure by Tesoriero. Snyder into Dutcher. And Nunez couldn't bring her down. Calamusto is going to intercept that one, and the left back's going to look to break into that space. But the first touch just a little heavy. Good positive intent there though. Kirst Downs, one back by Rose. And it just hit Dutcher right on the stomach there. Kirst Downs. It's going to go out for throw-in to Inferno. Cursed Downs, he's seen plenty of the ball. And hit that crossbar just a few moments ago. Good tackle there by Calamusto. That one's sent in and it's gone out for a goal kick. And at halftime, everyone, we're going to be showing our June goal of the month. The voting has already closed and we're going to announce the winner at halftime in the men's game. But we're going to show all the nominees, and there are some real stunners in there, including one by the Rough Riders' own Janine Nunez. So stay tuned for that at halftime, guys. Calamusto looking over the top for Nunez. And Nunez back to Calamusto. Nunez finds Snyder. Snyder cutting and gives it back to Calamusto. I tried to find out about DiGeneva. Okay, the interception on that. Winiak just lost hold of that one. And Wenger. Cursed Downs. Jurčák and Richards steaming through the middle. And Jurčák's going to beat Mara for that. And she's coming into the box. Richards in the back post. Give it to Richards, surely! And Buck getting a crucial block on that. Wasn't the best finish by Richards anyway. I think it might have been going at Lorenzana. Really should have finished it. It's going to be sent back in. And Rose is alert to it. She had Rook snooping around the back post. But that break call coming from Jurčák, winning the physical battle with Mara, doing well the centre forwards. But they're going to have another chance here from the corner. Sent in by Rook. And Lorenzana couldn't gather it, and it's still bouncing around. And it's going to be tapped in by Jurčák. The Rough Riders appealing for the offside, but the linesman judging that one of the players on the line hadn't come far enough out to make it an offside. And Jurčák puts the visitors in front, and the Rough Riders, they want to stay in this promotion battle, they're going to have to do it coming from behind. Rough Riders also appealing for potentially if Lorenzana was impeded when she had the ball in her hands. I think one to watch back later for sure. Gives it to Nunez. And Nunez trying to find Buck. It's going to be a throw-in. And Nunez just trying to get her Rough Riders going. And she often has led by example this season with her determination, Janine Nunez. And it's going to be another occasion where that's going to be required. There she is again, Nunez. 2 shirts on her. And Nunez doing well to win the throw, and she takes it quickly to Tesoriero. And Nunez knocking it off of her Hushon even, and it's going to be corner kick for the Rough Riders. Mara sends it towards the near post, and it was just a fraction behind Rose, who was all alone up there. And Nunez with some nice feet. There's too many places to flick it around. But it's going to come back to Rose, and they've got to be careful. She's in the box. Bent back in by Mara. And this ball still floated around there. It was Dutcher and Dunwoody both challenging for it. Dunwoody just hesitated, and Dutcher very nearly pipped the goalkeeper to it. 5 minutes left in the half, and the Rough Riders trying to react quickly to going behind. It's going to be another set piece for Mara. And Mara, it's a good ball in. It's the initial head by Rada. It's going to be sent back in by Winiek. But no one had gambled that time. Comfortable for Dunwoody. Kirsten getting the head on that, and here's the goal scorer, Jurchak. Back to Di Geneva. Kirsten, nice feet there to escape Toon, just about riding Tesoriero's tackle. Colomosto is looking for Nunez. And the ball had just gone out off of Di Geneva's touch. Another Rough Riders throw in. And just remind the Rough Riders do need to win this game to really have themselves in a shot of making the fourth place playoff spot. Lancaster are level on points with the Rough Riders, but they are in their final game, Lancaster, this game is, and if they win they'd be level on points, but they would need to make up 6 goals in goal difference, so unless the miraculous happens, Lancaster is out of it, but the Rough Riders will be going up against Brooklyn City in the middle of the week, and if they win today they'll be set up nicely to maybe overtake the 3 teams above them and sneak into the playoffs on the 11th hour. And Hirschon couldn't get the angle that she wanted on the pass. Lorenzana claims it. You can see Hope Neal warming up for the Rough Riders. They were a little bit light on the bench today, just 4 subs there today. Lancaster have got 7 themselves, but it's not as hot a day as it's been past couple of games at home for the Rough Riders. And Richards couldn't keep that one in. Mara just clears that one out. Rook looking hopefully up for Kirstans. Bounces equally for Calamusto. And Calamusto handballed it, and the referee not playing advantage. And again, really surprising that she hasn't played advantage there, because Curtis Down was on the edge in a one-on-one situation, and the referee didn't let the play go on. Carla Musto is down meanwhile. I'm not sure. Measley was clutching her face. And the referee's trainer being waved on. I think she might have taken that one right on the nose, Carla Musto. And when play does resume, it's going to be a free kick for Lancaster, right on the edge. The linesman actually just waving the referee over. I'm not sure exactly what it is she's going to talk to her about. They are in some deep discussion, the officials, and the only discussion I could think would have been had was if that handball occurred inside of the penalty area. And actually, in fact, the referee has overturned the call. And I think probably linesman telling her that Carla Musto got a hit in the face first before she handballed it. So the referee has spared a free kick right on that 18-yard line. And that is the end of the regulation time. Probably have a few minutes of stoppage time for that break right there. Dunwoody clears it out. And Jurczak gives it to Richards. And Richards has skipped past Buck, and the referees have got to be careful not to concede a second. That would make things a lot more difficult for them. And well recovered by Buck. It's going to be a corner for the away team. Rook, who, as I said, has had 7 assists to her name this season, is going to deliver another one in. Sent in towards the middle, and Curtis Down had a free header, just couldn't get the connection on it. That probably would be the final action of this first half. And just a reminder, guys, we will have that goal of the month nominees showing at half-time. Do not go anywhere. There's some absolute crackers in there. And Lorenzana sends that one long. But couldn't bring under control. It's given out to Hershon. And there is the half-time whistle, with the visitors Inferno ahead thanks to a Jurczak goal off of a corner. And the Rough Riders not creating too much, truth be told, and they're going to need to revitalise for the second half. If they're going to get those 3 points, they need to keep that playoff chase open. But guys, as promised, now here is our June goal of the month, and there's some really spectacular ones in here. Enjoy. Capoto coming forward, so it gives it to Kang, and Kang's going to have the strike here. Kang! And what a hit by Albert Kang! You could not get more upper 90 than that. Absolute stunner.
Elizabeth with the shot. What a goal! Another unbelievable effort from Arsenal. Wow.
Great goal, Elizabeth.
It's a really tricky run here, and Borgento could be in. It's Bordenko on the outside. And he'll score!
That's the way you do!
Angelo Bordenka. He's beaten a few defenders. That ball taking a bit of a touch here. An opportunity for Basile, and it's in! Oh, what a strike! Basile take the lead.
Two, but she overran it on the third, and Little Boy gives out to Nunes. Nunes got a bit of space to drive into, and she had the strike, Nunes, and she hit it well, and she fired it in at the back post, and she just needed a glimpse of the goal, Nunes. Let's see what Messi can do this time. And he struck that one well, and what a strike by Messi Sekic, and he is back in the side. And there's an absolutely sensational strike by Sekic. Rocketed into the top corner. Days not over, it's fallen to Aiden, and Aiden strikes it, and Aiden superbly finishes it, brought it down with his chest, and struck it sweetly into that corner. Mina into Toliski, and Toliski back to goal. What can he do with it? Tries to send it back to Petrovic. Petrovic moving into the box. Can he make it do? Back to Toliski, and Toliski has made it to a beautiful interchange between Petrovic and Toliski. Coming away with it. He gives it into Brendan, and Brendan skipped past two players, and he's still going. Brendan, can he make it another one? And what an excellent run by Brendan! Blitzed through three Brooklyn City defenders. And Jurbic Savic with his first touch, looking to set it back for Ms. Savic. Vucevic looking forward to Savic. It's through Jurbic Savic, and he's finished it. And Jurbic Savic, 30 seconds after coming on, has popped up with a goal that can send Sandak into the promotion playoffs. And there you go, guys. That was our June goal of the month, and the voting has actually already closed. We know our winner, I do at least. It took me a long time to count. We had about 1,700 comments. We're going to announce the winner of that at halftime in the men's game. Well, guys, in the meantime, it's 1-0 to the Lancaster Inferno over the Rough Riders. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. All right, guys, we are back. And I've just watched the penalty shootout in the European Championship final. I didn't shed a tear, I swear. But pretty heartbreaking stuff for England. But congratulations to Italy, what a fantastic team. And I think overall definitely deserved winners of that championship. And I'm not too worried. I think England, football didn't come home this time. It'll come home in 2022. But we are back for another 45 minutes in this promotion, in the playoff even, race. The Rough Riders 1-0 behind right now to Lancaster Inferno. And they've got to find a way back into the game. The home team, they want to have a chance of making this playoffs. And the only change for the Rough Riders thus far is Guglielmo in goal, switching with Erica Lorenzana, or Lorenzana even, and visitors going in as they did. Same lineup for the second half. And Guglielmo just running over to get something or other that she's forgotten. I think actually it's going to be a penny, just because her shirt is a little bit too close in colour to Inferno. Well, actually no, sorry, I think she's just opted to switch for the short sleeve. And off we go for the second half, with the Rough Riders needing to turn this game around to keep their playoff hopes alive. Here comes Richards though for Inferno down that left side, and they're trying to start very quickly. Inferno, it's whipped it towards the back post. Curse Downs. And it's gone back to Di Geneva. She's going to take it down this right side herself, the fullback. And Hope Noah, actually, sorry, the only change for the Rough Riders. She's come on. And it's Winiek who's made way for her. Alexa, or Rose even. No, it wasn't Winiek. Got Tesoriero still on there. Di Geneva looking for the front post. Cleared out. And Di Geneva coming down the line again. Digs in towards the back post, and it's a front post header! And it's a second for Jurchak. And Inferno with the dream start to this second half. And they are really in the driving seat now, the visitors. They just started out of the gate at such a high tempo, the visitors, with a real intent. And just over a minute into the second half, they've doubled the lead. And it's going to be a long way back for the Rough Riders now. Still plenty of time. But they've been second best so far in this game. Snyder caught on it almost. Turned Rook low, and Mara Tesoriero. Calamuso on the overlap, and she's found Calamuso. Cutting inside. Back to Tesoriero. Neal with her first touch. Snyder. And Rook getting a foot on it. Calamuso into Tesoriero. She's got a little bit of space, Tesoriero. She looked to draw that in towards Nunez. Bent got a head on it. And Rada wasn't able to salvage that. It's going to be a corner for the Rough Riders. And what can Mara deliver? Sent in right towards the edge of that 6-yard box. It's going to come back for Buck. And Buck getting another corner for the Rough Riders. And Mara with another crack at the delivery. And there's a punch by Dunwoody. Tesoriero gives it back to Nunez. Oh, sorry, Amara, even Amara sends that one in. Rose. Richards with the important interception. Calamuso. And Buck's been caught on it, and this is dangerous. Given out to Richards. Uranchuk is on the back post. Well, the pass just taken Richards a little bit wide. Rough Riders had a chance to get some numbers back, but there's still a lot of blue shirts up there. And Brogy containing it well. De Geneva sends it in, and it's a header by Yarchuk. Oh, sorry, that was a Yarchuk. Didn't get enough power on it though. Plenty of time for her to get her hat-trick. It's a little push on the back of Neal. Going to be a free kick to the Rough Riders. Mara's going to send this one direct. Straight drilled ball. Bushon got the head on it, but here's Snyder. Snyder on the edge, and she had a crack at it. Just couldn't control the shot, but it's worth a try. Rada. And well kept in by Richards. Push on. And Richards again keeping it in well. And it's looked out towards Richards. And they've made a change, the visitors. Jurchak, who's got both their goals, making way, and Kasper Kova coming on. And Shui goes back to Kasper Kova. Kaspakova, again giving it back to Hushon. Hushon ran with it a long way, Hushon, and she's still going into the box. In the end, Mara got a foot in it, but she covered a good 20, 30 yards there for left back. And Rook gives it out to Di Geneva, and that's a good ball in, and it was the number 10 Shui who got the header on it. She did everything right. Got over the ball, headed it down low, just everything right except for the final direction. Good ball in by Di Geneva. And Rose caught in it by Kaspakova. Wenger. Wenger gives it to Di Geneva, but Colamusto winning out, and she's giving it to Nunez. And Nunez, a chance to break here. Watched carefully by Wenger. That's a good switch out to Buck. And Buck is going to go for an ambitious shot, and chances wasted. And Ambrogi doing well to stay with Shui there. Snyder gives it back, and Snyder got caught late by Shui. Ambrogi. Tesoriero. But one back. And a spit slip through to Di Geneva, and Geneva has plenty of space to go up, and she's sending it towards the back post, and Richards has made it 3, and that is a superb counter-attacking goal by Inferno, who have really turned it on in this second half. And Di Geneva put in a great ball just a few minutes earlier, put in another absolutely super cross on a plate for Richards, who made no mistake at the back post. And Coach Price not sitting on his laurels after that one. It's Elizabeth Cruz stripping down on the touchline. It looks like she'll be introduced in a moment or two. They've got to be careful just not to concede a fourth right now. The Rough Riders. Richards. Hushon. Lots of blue shirt stain for that. Wasn't a good cross. Tesoriero intercepted it. But Rook's going to have the strike. And it absolutely pummeled into Ambrogi. And it's just flashed over the bar by Shui. And Shui is getting warmer. The referee is going to make their change. And it's Dutcher coming off. Elizabeth Cruz will move into that front two alongside Nunez. Brogy to Snyder. Lovely dummy and turn to go away from Rook. Neal to Rose. Wasn't a good pass though to Cruz, but nicely worked there between the midfield. Wenger. Just got caught there, Wenger. And Nunez is going to battle for that one by the corner flag. It's going to be a throw-in for the Rough Riders. Tesoriero. Lots of blue shirts around her. And Wenger clearing it out. Neal. Nunez. Back to Calamusto. But Kirstown is on it. Calamusto not giving up on it. And Rose escaping from Kasparkova's pressure. Mara looks to stay away Buck, and it's a good ball to Buck if she can just keep it in, just foot over hit. It's the right idea by Mara. And guys, do not go anywhere after this game. We're going to have the men facing off against FA Euro, the Rough Riders men, 8 PM kickoff. We will go off briefly between the two games. But the men have now been confirmed as the #1 in the Metropolitan Division of the USL 2. And they will be moving into playoff season. This will be their last regular season game, and they're going to want to build a bit of momentum going into that postseason. Neil battling for that one, and to Nunez. And Nunez did well there to get the cross in. No one could get on the end of it though. Just cleared out. And then Brogy couldn't get the touch she wanted on that. And Shui was looking up for Kirstowns. Calamusto recovered well and was impeded by Kirstowns. Be a free kick to the Rough Riders. The referee just calling that back. So the Rough Riders take it as a free kick. Tesoriero battling, and that's a very soft free kick to give on her, I have to say. It's a little more shoulder to shoulder. But they have an opportunity to cross it in Inferno. They're firmly in the driver's seat. It's taken quickly, given to Di Geneva. She's going to dig that in, but not a good cross. Can be forgiven after the last two balls she put in. Neil bringing that one down. Ryder just forcing her out. So we passed the hour mark in this game, and the Rough Riders need something of a miracle these last 30 minutes to get the 3 points they need to keep them in the promotion. Sorry, their playoff even contention. Guglielmo's clearance, it's not good there, but fortunately bounced off of Shui for Buck. It's going to be a free kick for the Rough Riders. Given right back to Inferno. Hushon. Mara reading that one well though. Looking to come forwards. Rook. Tesoriero winning it back, but two blue shirts around her. And that's a great ball by Rook. Out to Di Geneva. And Shui is in space all by herself, and it's dinked in towards her. And Brogy getting the head on it. Snyder to Neil. But Neil's first touch there down, and Di Geneva Wenger, but couldn't find a teammate. Pass Kasparkova. Hushon. Rada. Gets past Neil. And Rook. Curse downs into Shui. Shui went for a speculative shot, came off of Buck. And Mara clears it out. Cruz weaving past two Inferno players well to Snyder. Calamusto. Down to Nunez. Nunez feeds it onto Tesoriero. It'll be a Rough Riders throw. And Inferno are going to make another change. And it's Curse down, coming off. She looked very lively, Curse down. Couldn't get herself on the score sheet, but added a lot to that Inferno attack. And it's Rachel Ludwig who's come on. There she is, Ludwig, with her first touch. Snyder covering her well. And Brogy. To Mara. Mara looking direct for Nunez, who just dropped off of Di Geneva. Di Geneva getting a good head on net. Cleared out by Di Geneva and Brogy. Carla Musto. Carla Musto looking direct for Cruz, but didn't get the height required on it. Kasparkova. And Rook looking in behind for Shui. Mara covering it though. Guglielmo to Ambrogi. Calamusto. Calamusto is going to look for Cruz behind. Brabant read it. But Cruz puts enough pressure on Dunwoody to force it out for Rough Riders throw. Calamusto just couldn't get her feet sorted out. Good tracking back by Neil. Mara. The back. Richards winning it back though. And Richards still going back in the end, giving away a free kick. By Ludwig. Mara looking direct, and Nunez is going to sniff around that, and it's still bouncing. And Dunwoody in the end gathering it. Calamusto looking for Nunez, but not the pass that was needed. Hope winning it back again though. And Neil gives it to Mara. Neil. Back to Mara. Buck. Let the touch run away from her, and Richards goes into Rook. Rook looks for Shuey, and Shuey with a chance here. And good recovery by Buck. Got a critical touch on that. And it's going to be another change for the Rough Riders. And it's Rose making way. I think it's Bermudez who's come on for the Rough Riders. Now we're sending towards the net post, and Brody getting a strong head on that one. And Buck. A handball called on the Rough Riders. And then Inferno with a good shooting position here, centrally positioned. Shuey and Rook standing over it. As we set back to Shuey, who's drilled it. Bermudez closing it down well, and Carla Musto was looking down the line, couldn't get the right connection. And it's gone out for a throw. Shuey goes into Kasparkova, who's looking to slip in behind. Ludwig's couldn't. Cruz and De Geneva were in a bit of a 50-50 tussle, but again, referee giving it against the Rough Riders. And De Geneva with another chance to send in a dangerous cross. So we hit the 70-minute mark. The second half with the visitors running away with it right now. Sent in Ambrogi getting a good head on that one, and it's going to come back to Rook. And Rook on her left foot, and didn't get enough power behind it. Guglielmo had plenty of time to come across and get her body behind it, but worth a try. Tesoriero. It's found back to Mara. Buck. And Nunez has looked to slip into Bermudez, and it was a good idea by Nunez. It's cleared out by some alert Inferno defending. Ambrogi gives it to Mara. Calamusto. Into Nunez. She's going to get back to Calamusto. Too predictable by the home team. Ambrogi with her now. To Mara. Vengo dealing with that one. Rada looking to set away Richards. Carla Musto. Down the line to Nunez. And Nunez let that run. She's going to try and get away from De Geneva. Cuts back on her right. Just took a nick the cross. Still back down on dangerously. Rada cleared it out. going to be a throw-in for Long Island. And Cruz. Couldn't get a hold of it, and Wenger clearing it out. And Lancaster making another change, and Shuey, the top scorer for the Infernos, had chances today. He couldn't put one away, but they're very dangerous all game, making way. And it's Kylie Cahill who's come on. And Mara trying to drive it forwards. The skipper looks to something that can give the Rough Riders a lifeline. 15 minutes left. And Neil couldn't get a hold of that. And Rook to Kasparkova. It out to Rada. Nunez. And Richards just gives it back to Cahill. Wenger. And Richards has plenty of space to send it in. Send it in she does. Calamusto gets a foot in it. Neal. Out to Bermudez. Bermudez slid into Long, and Cruz has got the speed, and Cruz looked for a second as if she'd found the breakthrough. Wenger with some more good defensive covering work. Bermudez heads it to Cruz. Bermudez again. And Cruz looking to cut in on Wenger. But Wenger has been so assured since coming on at centre back. Containing that, and there's going to be a free kick to Lancaster, who are going to make, I believe, their 5th change. And it's Richards who got that 3rd goal. A nice tidy back post finish off of an excellent De Geneva cross coming off. And it's Kayla Messeros who's come on that left side for Richards. And guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And if you are looking for a live stream for your own team, you can DM us on Instagram, or you can shoot that email address, kbovisions@gmail.com. Get in contact with us. We are looking to cover all corners of the New York soccer scene, and we'd love to come down and stream your team. And it's been so incredible doing the Rough Riders all of this home season for both the women's and the men. And just a reminder, we will have those men playing at 8 p.m. So tune back in for that one. We have about 13 minutes left of regular time in this one, with Lancaster Inferno comfortably in the lead. Mara, though, with a free kick in a dangerous spot, and a goal now would make it a little interesting. And she's drilled that one decently, and it's come off the bar! That was a great strike by Mara. It's so unfortunate there, the Rough Riders. I think the bar might still be shaking from that one. Tesoriero recovering, trying to get the ball, but here's Rook, and there's plenty of space on this left side for the substitute Massaros. Didn't quite make the most of it, and Brogy recovering. And Mara, so unlucky there with the crossbar. It's a great effort from the skipper, bringing it forwards again. She certainly hasn't given up, and she's given out to Bermudez. Just Nunez in the box right now. Cruz making way up there as well. And it's sent in towards the back post. And Dunwoody plucked it out of the sky. Kasparkova. Kasparkova again. Wenger just got caught in it by Cruz, and a couple of Rough Riders holding their heads in the hand at that course. Another pretty soft free kick. And Lancaster making another change, and that's been a advantage they've had as well. Lancaster have had a lot more depth in the bench today, but you have to give it to them. They have really played very well in this game, Lancaster. Put away their chances as well. And Kasparkova, who came on coming off. Broadbent send that one long, and it's Grace George who's come on for Kasparkova on that left side. Snyder. Rada turning. Well brought down there by Rook. A lovely twist and turn there. And George. Switch out to Di Geneva. Di Geneva cutting inside of Calamusto. And Ambrogi making a tackle. It's going to go out for a corner kick. So we're in the last 10 minutes of the game. Rook turns to send that one in. George retrieves it, and Hushon. Broadbent. It wasn't a good pass though. Broadbent to Di Geneva. Nice little flick to Ludwig. And Ludwig looking at the reverse ball, and it's a great tackle by Carla Musto to stop a breakthrough. It's gone out for a goal kick to the final touch off of De Geneva. Snyder. Back to Calamusto. She's going to look long over the top towards Cruz. Vengo dealing with it comfortably though. Vengo almost getting cornered by Cruz. Go out to Dunwoody. Tesoriero getting crowded out by the blue shirts. It's going to be a throw. Calamusto. Snyder. Neil gives it out to Mara. Mara looking direct, and George didn't connect with the clearance properly. We'll go for a corner kick for the Rough Riders. If they could get in the score sheet, it would surely just be a consolation goal at this point. And towards that 6-yard box. And Dunwoody got a punch on it. Mara and Buck just caught in two minds about who would go for it, but it's gone out for another Rough Riders throw. Mara to Buck. Tesoriero looking to turn sharply, and she has almost wriggled away from two. Rada. De Geneva. And Rook finds Cahill, and Cahill's got some space to drive into. Rada. Saras gives it to Hushon on the left back. It's a long way forwards. Sending that one in. And Guglielmo gathers it. And Brody let it run. Probably the right decision. If she had got a touch, it would have been very awkward facing her own goal. Tesoriero to Buck. Buck's pass wasn't good enough for Mara. And they're coming forwards again. Rada. Riding tackle of Calamusto. And Rook was looking to send it through, but no one was onside for the visitors. And Rada looking forwards, and Massaros was offside. Didn't stop her from cheekily lobbing it, just gone past the post anyhow. Bermudez gives it to Mara. Mara do well to keep that in. She has just about. Oh no, she hasn't. Referee getting her flag up. Neal to Buck. Buck looking for Bermudez. Bermudez keeps it in. Do well to get on the end of it. George tracking back and George just shepherding it out. Ushon and Mara, who's shown commendable fighting spirit throughout the game, winning that one back. Cruz just getting battled out by Wenger, but it's going to be a corner kick, and Wenger a little bit unhappy with that call. Drilled in, and Cruz got a touch on it. But it's gone out for a goal kick. And guys, as we approach the final few minutes of this game, just to remind you once again, we have got the men kicking off at 8 p.m. So tune back in for that one. They're facing against FA Euro, the men, their last game of regular season. They've already been confirmed as the Metropolitan Division champions in USL 2. But they'll be looking to build plenty of momentum for the playoffs. And a Massaros. Could Lancaster put the icing on the case with a fourth goal? Rook. Looks to drill it across, but Tesoriero is in the right spot. Snyder to Nunez. There's come forward to Massaros as we've just hit the end of regulation time. Probably have a couple of minutes of stoppage time. There was a couple of substitutions, and Rook's going to send that in towards the back post, and a Hushon on the volley, and that is brilliantly finished. And the skipper puts the icing on the cake for what's been a terrific afternoon for Lancaster. And it was a great delivery into her as well. And I think that was Di Geneva once again with another assist. And Hushon did so well to control that volley and pass it into the top corner. And it's a tough way for the Rough Riders to end the season at home. They haven't lost too many games this season, and they certainly haven't lost badly but they've been put to the sword by Lancaster today. And Lancaster may be wishfully wondering whether they could have found a little bit more of this form earlier in the season to put them into the playoff contention. As it is, they will be level on points with teams above them who are in fourth place, but they won't be able to make up the goal difference unless there's some sort of freak occurrence in the final results. And there is the full-time whistle, and Lancaster Inferno put on quite a display there. 4 goals to the good, and the Rough Riders just didn't really show up the way they wanted to today. They will play Brooklyn City in the middle of the week. At Brooklyn City, the Rough Riders, but they are effectively out of the playoff race now, unfortunately. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and again, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We've got so much more soccer coming to you in the rest of 2021. And it's been a pleasure streaming the Rough Riders women's team for all their home games this season, and hope to do many more. And that just about does it for our coverage for this game, guys. We're going to have the men back here at 8 o'clock. Tune in for that one. And that's us, those signing off for now.